Alright, review time. We're just going to go over... We're not playing a game this video, just like I said at the start. I basically just do these reviews because I like seeing what's going on. When I'm not videoing these, I look at everything in between every week. I just look at everything. I love the stats, whatever. Nothing new on the recruiting side of things. ESPN Classic game. 10 consecutive wins. Where do we go? We're 8th in the rankings, baby. Let's go. That puts us in. We're eking into the playoffs right now. Let's go look at the top 25. Georgia remains undefeated. A&M is nowhere to be seen. What's going on here? What's going on here? A&M was number 1. They've lost 2. Who did they lose to? Wow, UTEP. Wow, number 1 Texas A&M, undefeated. Wins over Bama, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Auburn, obviously Vandy. Losing to UTEP, not just losing to UTEP, but getting blasted by UTEP. And then losing to Mississippi State. They must have had an injury. They must have had an injury. Let's look at let's start top down then. Georgia, undefeated, obviously. Beating everybody. They got 7-3 Kentucky coming up. That should be interesting. And then 9-1 Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech 9-1. Okay, Oklahoma, undefeated. They took out Baylor. They took out Texas. They took out Notre Dame, although Notre Dame is really bad this year. They're going to win out. They're in. Unless they have a monumental meltdown against Kansas State or Oklahoma State. They're in. Ohio State undefeated, as you do. Beat Wisconsin. Penn State 7-3 team. Beat them. They got number 9 Michigan. If Michigan wins that game, we could be seeing Ohio State dropping a little bit, obviously, but Michigan coming up. We have to see who Michigan's losses are. NC State's undefeated. Madness. They beat a good Wake team. Clemson's mediocre this year. UNC. They got Maryland Terps here. 8-2. That's not a bad matchup. Miami is undefeated here. Georgia Tech. They beat Georgia Tech's only loss is to Miami. That's interesting. UNC. Wake. This is like a decent little schedule they've got. They've got number 13 Pitt to wrap the season up. Michigan State's got 2 losses. Who are their losses against? Notre Dame. That's embarrassing. And Purdue. That's embarrassing. But they beat Michigan. Wow. That's I don't know about having them at number 6. The way I'm going to do the rankings is we're just going to do it logically. I'm not like just blindly going by what the game says. We're going to look at all the schedules. We're going to set the playoffs up fairly like it would be in real life. Well, quote unquote, fairly like it would be in real life, right? Try our best to, at least. Like, for example, Michigan State ain't getting in with 2 losses against 3-7 Notre Dame and 5-5 Purdue. And it's not like this was they lost by a field goal in like a bad game. They lost by 14 points against Purdue. So if it comes down to it, those are the kind of things that get you knocked out. What's going on with Bama here? Bama's got a loss against A&M was good at the time. I mean, they've fallen completely off, and they lost against 9. So basically they beat LSU, they beat Mississippi State. I don't really know if Bama makes it. I mean, if they win out, they're number 7. We'll have to see and compare schedules. Michigan obviously lost to Michigan State and Nebraska. Yikes. They've got 10-0 Ohio State. This is Michigan's chance to get in. If they beat 10-0 Ohio State, I mean, you can't. Assuming Ohio State will be what 11-0, or 12-0, whatever. However many games they have. There we are. The worst schedule in the absolute league against. Let's see. Our best win is 6-5 Akron. We handled them pretty well. Look, look at this. 500, under 500, under 500, way under 500. Oh yeah, Marshall was that game, by the way, that we ended up simming. Central Michigan 500, under 500. Zips only ones over 500. 3-6, 3-7, 4-7, 4-6, 3. We don't really deserve it, but I mean, we're 10-0. We this is why we did this. You know, as long as we don't have any, we almost lost against Kent State, so we have to see what goes on. LSU's playing number 15 Texas A&M. USC ended up losing. I thought they were so good. Who did they lose to? Cal. 4-7 Cal. That's ugly. But honestly, if USC wins out and then wins Pac-12, a 1-loss Pac-12 winner, I mean, can you keep a 1-loss Pac-12 winner out over like who are you letting in? Michigan State? If they don't even go to the conference championship? Michigan, Alabama? No. 1-loss conference winner will make it. I promise you. That's how we're going to set this up. Same thing with Georgia Tech. We're going to go look at the conference standings here in a minute and see where everybody stands. Pittsburgh was in top 8. They lost to UNC. That's cannibalization there. Everybody else, you know, there's no other real surprises down here. A couple new ranked teams: Wake Forest getting ranked, Missouri getting ranked, North Carolina getting ranked. You know, these guys just losing out of their rankings here. Let's see. Let's go to the conference standings. The MAC East. Let's just start with our own. Akron. Obviously, we're in a commanding lead here. We'd have to lose both of these games, and even then we own the tiebreaker over Akron. So if it ended up like that, 10-0. 328 points for. The closest one to us is 274 with Akron. We're just smoking people. We got the best defense in the MAC. Yeah, definitely the best defense in the MAC. Western Michigan running the I mean, they're doing good. They're doing good. They're giving up more points than they're scoring. Somehow they're 5-2 in conference play. I mean, props, really. Air Force leading the Mountain West here, the mountain side of this conference. You know, decent little run. They're in their division. They're 4-0, so they're handling their business. UNLV 6-0 conference. They're just handling business too. Good to see. Let's look at Pac-12. Oregon. This conference is cannibalizing itself a little bit. It seems Oregon scores a lot of points. 3-11. Jeez. 5-2 in conference play. Look at the South. Obviously USC. We're talking about Oregon scoring a lot of points. USC scoring 348, 145 against. It's so actually strange that their quarterback was the one when I checked in the Week 8 review who had 21 touchdowns, no picks. I'm eager to see where he's at now, because obviously they had a hiccup. Georgia's undefeated, scoring an insane amount, not giving up any. I mean, this team is just ridiculous. I don't know who's beating Georgia. A&M has fallen off the wagon. They could lose. Let me have another look. They got LSU 7-3 and Missouri 8-2. They could lose one of those. If they lose one of those, Bama beats obviously Cupcake Central and then crap Auburn. Bama could take the SEC West from them. Who's got the head-to-head? Obviously A&M's got the head-to-head. They beat them in overtime, right? Yep. Oh man, that's an interesting Sun Belt. Honestly, who really cares? Georgia State's whooping ass. Georgia State's whooping ass. ACC Atlantic. NC State's undefeated. Maryland. I think NC State's got this locked up. They're 7-0. They're scoring a lot, not giving up any. Another good team. Jeez. Dude, it keeps getting better, honestly. Look at this. 385 for, 134 against. Who is Miami played? They've played good teams, too. They're just beating the brakes off of people. Final test of the season coming up at Pitt. 2 weeks' time. American Conference, we'll just have a look for the sake of it. Cincy. I mean, what are you going to do? UCF is going to run it. The Big 12, I wish there were divisions in the Big 12. It's a bit annoying. But Oklahoma leading the charge here. 7-0. Conference play 10-0. No one's taking that from them. Let's go look at the actual individual divisions. Big 10 East. You got Ohio State undefeated. This is going to come down to the wire, man. Wow, man. 435 for 104 through 10 games. 104 points given up. 0 points given up. 7, 9, 13, 7, 3. Their defense is absurd. They will have their big test against Michigan, though. Michigan's scoring some points, but they're Ohio State is just dominant. The West is weak. Nebraska's doing all right. They got a semi-good defense. Wisconsin. It'll be interesting to see who comes out of that side. Conference USA, UAB, let's go. Getting work done. 5-1, 8-2 overall. That's pretty decent. The other side, UTSA, good conference record. Nothing too crazy. Let me go peek. Nothing too crazy over there. All right, Independence. I'm gonna do conference realignment probably after this season. So I'm getting rid of all the independents. Everybody's going to the conference. We're not having none of this independent shit, to be honest with you. All right, that is the review of the conference. Let's go look at the Heisman watch. Who we got up here? Kendall Milton still in the lead. Dang, 33 carries, 245 against Auburn, 3 touchdowns, and a receiving touchdown. What is going on, man? Who is stopping that guy? I really hope we don't have to play Georgia at any point in time. Oh my God, CJ Stroud with 6 total touchdowns against Illinois. Yikes. None of our names up there, but I mean, we're not gonna have names up there. Let's be real. We're not gonna have it. Let's go look at the award finals. This is something we haven't had on here. Do we have? I'm not gonna really dive too deep into this. Maxwell, Obviously for the best, what is it? What is Maxwell, the best player in college football outside of like the Heisman guy, Milton? I honestly don't know the distinction here. I do. It's not in my mind. I don't know. We don't keep this information. Look at that, Mosey, 7th in the running for the Walzer camp. Let's go, son. Let's go. He's got 8-19, 17 touchdowns. You cannot deny 17 touchdowns. Milton's got 17. He's got 1,000 more yards, but he's got 17 touchdowns. Do we have anybody in the running for Bednarik? Nope. Nagurski, probably not. O'Brien, probably not. Walker. Wait, were we just on there? Were we just on there? No, Walker's another one he's in 7th place for. Hippenhammer, Biletnikoff, 9th in the running. You love to see it. He's a senior, though. That's a shame. I would like to have him back. Mackey, I doubt we're getting any awards on the Mackey. I doubt we're getting any O-line, honestly, anything like that. Remington, yeah, let's not even bother. Lombardi, no. Butkus, no. I mean, what do you expect? This is the first season with like a low 70s team. We don't really punt a lot. We don't really kick a lot either, so I'm not too worried about it. The Jet, what is the Jet Award? Whoa, what is the Jet Award? What is the Jet Award? I'm going to have to look this up. Let me go look it up right now, actually. The top return specialist. Oh, no, and I benched him. Oh, I feel really bad now. Oh, I feel really bad. He's got 863 yards. He's the... Oh, man. I might put him back. I don't know. That's tight. If he gets that award, that's going to be awesome. But he could get caught if he's benched for like the last 3 or 4 games, conference championships. He's gonna get caught. Oh no, we're bringing him back. No. I'm not putting up with that. I'm not worried about bowl projections. We'll do that later when the season starts to actually finish. Let's go look at the stats. Let's just put it on the entirety of the NCAA. See if we got anybody doing any kind of business here. Obviously, the way the game is gonna go with our shortened quarters, he's gonna be #1 rating. Caleb Williams, still 32-6, and they lost, man. 4 weeks ago we had no picks, so in the last 4 weeks he's thrown 6 picks. That's not going to do it. Stroud, 30-3, man, he's going off. Who is Leary? Devin Leary, NC State quarterback. 2,600 yards, 29-3. He's got the yard leaders. Will Rogers, obviously, Mississippi State's throwing the ball a million times. Milton's got 1,800 yards, man. That is absurd. But look at that. Boom. Boom, baby. 17 tutties with Keon Mazee. I mean, you got to give the guy credit. Our average is going up. He's averaging almost 82 yards per game. Although Milton, don't look at this. Don't look at that. The yak is absurd too. He's 163 yak. He's had 4 runs of 20 plus. I mean, he's only fumbled once. How many times is what's his name fumbled? Milton. Okay, he's not fumbled any. I was trying to make a point there, but it's just not gonna work. I don't think we have enough. I think there's like a reception. You have to have a certain amount of receptions. I will genuinely consider increasing the time of the quarters so we can start getting like proper stats on here. But that's fine. Maybe we have someone up here on sacks. Subtle, 8 sacks. He's having a good season, man. He's a sophomore, 6'4", 260, big dude. 8 sacks on the season. Do we have anybody up here on picks? I don't believe so. We might have someone in the 4 range. I just don't see it. I don't know. It doesn't seem right. I'm not really worried about kicking. Let's go look at returns. McDowell's got a touchdown of 100 yards. I got to put him back, man, because one of these guys is going to take his award. I'm going to put him back. I know, okay, it's logical because if Mosey gets hurt, it's going to make me really sad. So let's just go. I'm going to do that right now. Not playing around. We're number 8. We're going to wrap up this review, and we're going to get into the next week. No hesitation here. Put Dowell back on there. He deserves it, man. He held it down the whole season. Had a touchdown. He's always averaging like 35 yards. We'll give it to him. But yeah, we got Buffalo coming up, 4-6. I would say easy game, but after Kent State, I don't know. I don't know anything anymore, man. We're playing close games with these 4-6 teams, so who knows? All right, that's the review. I will see you guys next week, week 13 against Buffalo. See ya.